The movie begins in 1932, where a boy named Sammie walks into a church. He is badly injured, covered in blood, and holding a broken piece of a guitar. The church father tells him to let go of the guitar piece, warning him that it carries something evil. The scene then shifts back to one day earlier. We see two twin brothers, Stack and Smoke, who have recently returned to their hometown after many years. They are shown buying a property from a man. After that, the story moves to Sammie, who goes to his father, a priest, to take his guitar. But his father warns him not to play music for drunkards, telling him that one day this music will bring the devil back into their home. At that moment, Stack and Smoke arrive outside with a car. Since they are Sammie's cousins, he joins them, and the three drive away together. They soon reach a hidden truck. Stack and Sammie continue traveling in the car, while Smoke drives off with the truck. Smoke arrives at a location where a girl is sitting. He offers her money to stay inside the truck, and instructs her to honk the horn if anyone shows up. He then enters a store to meet an old acquaintance. While they're talking, the sound of the truck horn interrupts them. He rushes outside and finds two men trying to steal from the truck. He shoots one of them in the backside, and when the other tries to run, he shoots him in the leg. He warns them that this is what happens when someone messes with the twins. Afterward, Smoke goes back inside, gives his friend some money, and tells him to arrange medical help for the men he shot. He also asks him to call his wife, and together they strike a deal for party supplies. Meanwhile, Sammie and Stack are shown at a railway station, where they pick up an old friend, a musician. They also recruit another one of their former companions, and head toward their newly built Club Juke, which is set to have its grand opening that night. Story then takes a dark turn. A man, badly burned, knocks on the door of a house. A couple cautiously opens the door, pointing guns at him. The man begs for help, offering them gold in return. Not long after, a group of armed men arrive, asking the woman if she has seen him. She denies it, and they warn her that he is a very dangerous man before leaving. But when she walks back inside, she finds her husband lying on the floor, and the man they had sheltered now looks like a vicious monster with glowing red eyes. Meanwhile, at Club Juke, the party is in full swing. Music is blasting, people are drinking, and everyone is enjoying the night. But suddenly, that same man and the couple appear at the club. The same man with that couple arrives at the club. But the guard at the gate, named Cornbread, stops him and calls for Stack and Smoke. The stranger explains that they are musicians who just came to enjoy the party. However, Smoke refuses to let them in and tells them to go to a nearby club where white people gather. The stranger then says, "So you won't let us in because of our color?" He points at a white girl standing behind him and asks how she was allowed inside. Annie replies, "She's family," and Smoke tells them to leave. The men walk away quietly. Inside the club, the white girl is revealed to be Mary, Stack, and Smoke's childhood friend. She tells Stack that they could have made some money from those men. After convincing him, she steps outside to talk to them. She approaches and begins a conversation, but within moments, the man's face changes, making Mary freeze in fear. She points a gun at him and quickly turns back toward the club. Moments later, she reaches the gate and asks Cornbread for permission to go inside. She then heads to Stack and hands him some golden coins. Excited, Stack asks where she got them, but Mary just kisses him. The two of them then go into a room and get intimate. Meanwhile, Cornbread steps away to use the bathroom, leaving Delta to guard his spot for a while. At the same time, Smoke asks Sammie to go and bring Stack. When Sammie opens the door, he sees Stack and Mary together. Embarrassed, he quietly walks back and tells Smoke what he saw. But Smoke doesn't wait. He goes there himself, opens the door, and is shocked to find Mary tearing Stack's throat open with her mouth. Horrified, Smoke immediately unloads his gun on her, but to his disbelief, Mary rises again and warns, "We will kill all of you." Before running away, Smoke rushes to Stack's side, but after a few moments, Stack takes his final breath. Heartbroken, Smoke breaks down into tears. The party is abruptly ended, and everyone is sent home. Grace tells Bo that they should leave as well, so Bo goes outside to get the car. The group locks the room where Stack's body lies before stepping out. A little later, Cornbread returns. He stops at the door and strangely asks Smoke for permission to come inside. Annie notices something odd and questions him. "Why are you asking to come in? You've already entered several times today without asking." Annie becomes suspicious of Cornbread. Cornbread then tells Smoke to give him his money so he can leave. Smoke pulls out the money, and Annie warns him to be careful. As Smoke reaches out to hand over the cash, Cornbread suddenly transforms into a terrifying vampire and tries to bite his hand. But before he can, Smoke shoots him in the head. To his shock, Cornbread rises again, despite the gunshot. Just as he is about to attack once more, Annie grabs Smoke's hand and pulls him back inside. Cornbread stops at the gate, and Annie quickly slams it shut. Moments later, the door to the room where Stack's body was kept begins to knock. Everyone is stunned when they hear Stack's voice calling for Smoke to let him out. Annie warns Smoke not to, saying, "That's not your brother anymore." But Stack keeps banging on the door. He smashes the door down and steps outside. The moment he appears, Annie throws pickled garlic at him. His body burns instantly, and he runs out of the club screaming. Annie was a hoodoo practitioner, she tells everyone. These creatures are vampires. The group begins to prepare themselves to face the vampires. They make some weapons from sharp wood and use garlic. As well, a little while later, Beau appears at the gate and calls for Grace to come with him. Grace got confused because he didn't come inside. Then the burned stranger, the one who turned them into vampires, arrives. He tells Grace that her husband is now with them, and worse, that he carries all of Beau's memories inside him. He even threatens to kill Grace's daughter, Lisa, if she doesn't obey. Furious, Grace rushes out to attack him, but the others pull her back. The stranger then declares that Sammie's voice is what drew him here, and demands that they hand Sammie over in exchange for their lives. Sammie begins to step forward, but Smoke holds him back as everyone refuses the deal. The man laughs and reveals a darker truth to Smoke. The man who sold you this place. He never intended to let you stay. By sunrise, he and his men plan to kill you both and take the land back. Smoke is stunned by this revelation. Suddenly, Stack reappears and tries to convince Smoke to come with him. Overcome with emotion, Smoke begins to move toward him, but the others drag him back. Inside, Grace tells Smoke, "We have to kill them. We have to fight." But the others insist they only need to hold out until morning. Grace snaps back, "So they can slaughter my daughter Lisa and turn this whole town into vampires?" Annie and Smoke try to calm her, but Grace screams furiously, "Come in, you bastards!" And with that, the vampires begin advancing toward the club. All the vampires start moving toward the club and open the gate to come inside. Grace throws a burning bottle at the leader, but he pushes it aside with his hand, and the gate catches fire. A fierce fight takes place. They manage to kill many vampires, but then one by one, they all start dying. Grace kills her husband, but in the end, both of them are consumed by fire. Annie is bitten by Stake, so she tells Smoke to kill her because she doesn't want to turn into a vampire. Smoke does as she asks and kills her. After that, Delta is also killed. Perline, while protecting Sammie, is attacked and bitten by the leader vampire. Smoke tells Sammie to jump out of the window and run, and Sammie escapes. Then Stake and Smoke fight each other. And in the end, Smoke tries to pierce Stake's heart with a sharp wooden piece, but stops. Smoke apologizes, saying he couldn't protect him. Stake replies, "You always did, brother." They never revealed if Smoke actually killed Stake, keeping it a mystery. If you know or have a theory, share it in the comments. After that, the leader vampire comes outside and catches Sammie. Sammie smashes his guitar on his head, breaking the guitar, and the disc inside pierces into the leader's skull. He screams in pain, and the other vampires feel the same pain. The leader pulls the disc out and is about to bite Sammie, but Smoke drives a sharp wooden stake through his back, piercing him through the heart. At that moment, the sun rises, and all the vampires scream in pain and burn to death. When morning comes, Smoke gives Sammie the car keys and tells him to leave. Then Smoke prepares himself, because he knows what's about to happen. Soon, the man who sold them the property arrives with a group of people carrying weapons to kill them and take the land back. But Smoke is hiding with a gun in the bushes. He starts killing them one by one, and finally takes a machine gun and wipes out the entire group and the man in last. Smoke took several gunshots, leaving him badly wounded after that. He sees Annie with her child, and gently takes the kid into his arms. After that, We see Sammie in his old age, playing his guitar. The claw marks are still visible on his face, and the movie ends there. Hey, everyone, don't forget to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Story Crax. We'll be back soon with another new and amazing story.